I'm Sheila Martinez. You know, one of the most popular sports here in southern New England is dog racing.
And that's the way it was. The very first PM magazine ever. That was Sheila Martinez opening up the show from Lincoln Greyhound Park on Labor Day in 1979. Good evening, everyone. I'm Rick Smith.
And I'm Marianne Milano. And as the saying goes, every good thing must come to an end. And so tonight we bid our final farewell. PM Magazine in Providence has come to an end. And tonight we say goodbye for the last time.
And of course, we couldn't leave without showing you some very special stories and some very special moments.
Moments made possible because of you.
PM Magazine. Oh, what people. Oh, what faces. Oh, what fascinating places.
It's a labor of love, and you've got to have love in this if you want to be successful.
And rugby revolves around tradition, from the pre-game ritualistic dances to the one thing that the sport of rugby is perhaps best known for, the post-game camaraderie.
With golden grits gold.
When the interest suddenly struck us in the last few decades, by then the whales were already pretty well decimated.
The way Rhode Island, I guess, is the vampire capital of the United States.
Most I like that it is a freedom here, and I feel that we have a lot of opportunities to build our new life here.
Chin chin. The duty crew on board the chopper consists of a flight nurse, a flight paramedic, and a pilot. In some cases, a physician is needed. Change is not something that happens frequently or easily on Cuddy Hunk.
Goes on for about 20 minutes, and then we get our first close-up look at the jaws.
Whoa! And his performance, a true smorgasbord with several different types of moves.
We've never forced ourselves to make music when we didn't like each other. And so when we do make music together, it's because we love each other and we've got something to say. And I think that's helped keep us musically very fresh.
This will be the first fall that I haven't gone back to school since kindergarten. It's going to be a lot different.
In the past 56 years, there's one person who has lived solely off this unpredictable trade. Franklin Goucher just may be one of the best clam diggers in New England.
They've always had a saying in Essex that all you need to dig clams is a strong back and a weak mind, but it isn't quite true. There's a lot more to it than that.
They all hate my guts. You go in that room now and ask everybody, they all hate me. Challenge! Challenge!
With over 325 wins in 11 years, Coach Bill Belisle may soon be known as the Vince Lombardi of high school hockey.
I think that spectacle and amazing things happening on an everyday, ordinary street is enough to transform someone's life, however slightly or however greatly.
Now, before PM Magazine hit the airwaves here in Providence, there was another show that came out, and it actually introduced the magazine format.
It was very similar to PM Magazine. It was called 10 Evening Magazine, and it was only on once a week, though. The co-hosts of that show were Joan Henderson and Charlie Jeffords.
And speaking of co-hosts, whatever happened to the former co-hosts? How about Sheila and Matt?
Or Sprague and Mark. Whatever happened to those co-hosts of yesteryear, we'll tell you later on in the show.
Our cameras took you all over the country and the world. Coming up next, the faces and the places put to video.
Food, Phantom Diner gave them an 8. I'll go one better and give them a 9. Compared to food in Dallas or right here in Providence, very, very good Mexican food.
Hi, I'm Dr. Herb Constantine for PM Magazine. I call tonight's tip Taking Your Medicine.
Let's face it, if it was exciting, dangerous, new, or just plain funky, we put it on PM Magazine.
Our camera crews all across the country captured the unforgettable and the unbelievable, and we put it on the air for you. And tonight we have searched through our files to come up with some of the best from our past.
Oh boy, we're gonna have fun today.
Hey, kid.
I bring you greetings from Philadelphia.
And I seal.
Let's be careful out there.
This camera on my face. Get out the way, man. I got work to do.
Well, I figure since we're burying everything else, why not the hatchet? And cut. That's the
Where's the beef? Here's Vanessa Williams. What the hell are you doing? PM Magazine. Singing do what did it dum did it do.
You little mouth.
Know what I mean?
All right, great ride. Can I park this thing here?
PM Magazine.
Down your face, my face.
You just distract me when you do that, and I'll keep forgetting my line.
Well, it wasn't as good as the checkout boy, but it'll do.
You know, it is really kind of strange to be dressed like this today, but back in the 60s, a lot of people dressed like this.
That's right, Sunshine Moonstar Milano.
Thank you.
We also believe. What am I going to say? I know. That was a lot of hair in that shot, didn't I?
Yeah, I barely recognized you.
Well, that's the way it was. That was our Woodstock show, in the 60s.
That was one of the best shows, I think, that we got to do. We never really did make it to Woodstock, though, but PM Magazine took viewers everywhere.
Yes.
England, Bermuda, Italy, all over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. Warwick, Barrington, Cranston, Newport, Little Compton.
Newport.
We did go to Newport.
All the malls.
Right? Don't forget about all the malls. And, you know, there were some great shows, but there was that Nightmare show. Remember that one, Marianne, down in Florida? Ah, the Disney show, that first night? Oh, yeah.
We were on, and they cued us once. They cued us again. They kept cuing us. We had to keep starting over. It all aired.
That's right. Every
whole
time.
Thing. You saw everything.
Yes.
We will never forget that. We hope you will, though.
Next up, the two stories we picked because we felt they had a lasting impact on southeastern New England.
Hi, I'm Darcy Lubart, and I love to shop. And one of the things I love to shop for best is antiques.
This is Danny Smith from Central Falls, Rhode Island. Population 17,000. Salute!
Now, a lot of people may not remember this, but just like Danny Smith was a tipster, so was Sprague Theobald, the co-host before me. He was also a tipster.
Whatever happened to former co-hosts of PM Magazine like Sprague? Well, tonight we take a quick look to find out what they're doing now. Remember Mark Weil, PM's first male co-host? Now he's a reporter and news anchor for Channel 7 in Boston.
Then came Matt Lauer, who is now working as an entertainment reporter for HBO in New York.
And Sprague Theobald just finished third in a transatlantic boat race, and he's now living in California, pursuing an acting career.
And Sheila Martinez-Pina, who was with the show for nearly 9 years, is currently working as director of the Bristol County Conventions and Visitors Bureau.
You know, being a co-host here on PM Magazine has really given us the chance to meet all kinds of people through all walks of life, on and off the air. It has been a great opportunity. I know we will never forget it.
It has also given us the opportunity to bring you stories about people you probably never would have met, to introduce you to local heroes you probably never would have heard about.
Right now, we introduce you to a group of teenage mothers from Pawtucket who continue through high school, even though many others never make it. By day,
All we're doing on number 2 is multiplying the base times the height.
18-year-old Chris Klemovich is a junior in high school. By night,
Can I have 4 filet, please?
a manager at McDonald's. Around the clock,
Cindy, want to go back?
a teenage mother to her 2.5-year-old daughter, Cindy.
Want some Apple Jacks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apple Jacks.
Do you like being a mom?
Yeah, I do.
Let's
I should have waited, but...
Let's go.
And you don't have any regrets?
No, I have no regrets. I did at the beginning, like I was watching. I thought I wasn't going to go to school or anything. I was like, I hated her because she was here and I couldn't go to school and I wanted to be with my friends. And I just couldn't.
But Chris found out she could stay in school, raise Cindy, and make something of herself. All because of in-school daycare centers like this one.
Who wants some toast?
Today it is estimated that over 200 schools around the country have established daycare centers on school premises. So teenage mothers like 17-year-old Renee Nadeau can get the education they've always dreamed of.
I couldn't imagine if I had to quit, because I've always wanted to graduate. Even before, I got pregnant or whatever, I always, dreamed of graduating and walking down the aisle with my friends.
Sabrina, is that good? Yummy?
Usually, teenage girls who have a baby end up quitting school. In fact, 80% of all teenage mothers never make it to graduation. But that may be changing, thanks to in-school daycare. Debbie Sylvia, along with the nurse's aide, takes care of these children while their mothers are in class. But she's a lot more than a nurse and a babysitter to these kids.
I try to be a friend to the teenagers. Especially, it's very difficult for these kids. They go upstairs, they go into school, and they're expected to be a teenager. They're expected to go by the rules, do what they're told. Then they come down here, and they're a mother. And they're responsible for making the rules.
These girls probably wouldn't be in school if it weren't for this program.
Mommy, be back.
Still, some parents say it's this very program that promotes teenage pregnancy among other students.
But it doesn't. These girls are going out into the school population, and they're letting everybody know how difficult it is. These aren't the girls that are going out dating every night. These are the girls that are going home taking care of babies, that are carrying books out of school, a baby, and a diaper bag every day. And that, to me, is getting across to the rest of this school population that this is tough.
I feel old a lot of times because my friends are all going out, to the movies or dances and having a good time. And they ask me to go, and I can't.
Despite the setbacks and the sacrifices, these girls are reaching onward and upward.
Renee R. Nadeau.
I'm going to college in September, and I'm going to be a teacher. I want to have a life, a career. I want to, have Sabrina. I want her to have a nice life. It was hard, but this day makes it all worth it, everything.
I spoke to Chris Klemovich earlier this week. She was the first girl in the story. She is still a manager at McDonald's. Cindy is almost 4 now. She graduated from high school this past June along with 5 other teenage mothers. 2 of those moms are pregnant again. As far as Renee is concerned, she's the girl we saw graduate in the story. She is married now and has another child.
During the past years, I had the chance to produce one segment for PM Magazine that told the story of Rhode Island men who stayed home to become Mr. Moms, full-time fathers while their wives went to work. Now, I picked this story for tonight because so many people called me afterwards to tell me that it was a story that really changed the way they thought about things. I guess it was one of those stories that really had an impact. Here it is, Rhode Island Mr. Moms. Looks like your typical family. Meet the Gallipos of Wakefield, Rhode Island. 2 kids, mom seeing dad off to work. Wait a minute now. Whoa. Something's not typical here. Why is she getting in that car?
Give mommy a kiss. Give mommy a kiss goodbye.
Oh no, hasn't he heard the message? Dads in diapers, bonding and babies just make a mess. In the pre-feminist 50s, Riley got it wrong. Father never knew best. Donna always knew better.
I'm not Donna Reed.
No, thank God.
30 years later, one woman can run a company, but it takes 3 men to handle 1 baby. At least 2 dads to deal with 1 daughter. Mr. Mom is still all wet. Poor Mom. Even in the non-sexist 90s, Dad is still a disaster around the house.
Look, Mom's feeling better.
Uh-oh.
Robitussin recommend.
But that's a TV commercial. In reality,
it's so nice to have a man around the house.
45-year-old Ed Gallipo is the man of the house and man around the house, looking after his 6- and 3-year-old sons.
It's very fulfilling to me personally as a father to be here watching my children grow.
For 20 years, Ed, who was raised by his grandparents, worked as a manager at a metals finishing factory in Providence. And after their first child, the Gallipos tried the traditional family roles, but Mary Lou found it just wasn't working out for her.
I just could not handle it when I was home, and I was really frustrated with being home.
Do you hate it?
No, I really don't. It's just, you know, me staying home, it just feels unnatural. It's like I'm homesick from school and the whole world is passing me by.
Passing him by when Andy Perry of East Greenwich looked at the man in the mirror was his only chance to watch his son grow up. So Andy took a year off from his job as a school psychologist in Wood River, while his wife Sandy went back to work as an art teacher.
During that year, I lost a lot of knowledge. I think I had to throw away about half of my books when I get back to work. I had a lot of questions as to whether I was going to be able to last the year doing this. Of course, I had painted myself into a corner, so I had to make it work.
There were days when I would come home and he'd be standing in the garage with Jason in one arm, his gym bag in the other. He'd hand me the kid, jump in the car, and he was gone.
But Andy did last out the year and succeeded and learned he loved being with his son.
Try it. And you'll never forget it.
If any man did it just for a year, I think the rewards to that person would be phenomenal. It's a great feeling. Again, it's a great gift to my children to be with them. It's a great gift to myself.
And to me.
Yeah.
And to bring you up to date since we shot that story, the Gallipo family is doing just fine. They're on vacation this week. And little Jason starts kindergarten next week, which will give his parents a little bit of a vacation.
We couldn't have done all of our stories without the people who were in them.
Right.
They let us into their lives, into their homes. We met them, we spent some time with them. We had a great time. Thank you for that.
And stay with us on PM Magazine. When we come back, we have some more people for you to meet.
And tonight, Leah Sinclair takes us to Louisiana to meet a man who's doing...
Hi, I'm your super shopper, Kathy Scully, here at Wersch Clock Factory, and I'm surrounded by hundreds of different kinds of clocks.
Good evening, I'm Michael Moskor, and tonight's PM recipe, with spring on our doorstep, is for a cold soup, gazpacho.
Well, there certainly have been so many memories throughout the past 11 seasons of PM Magazine.
That's right, Marianne. I can't believe it's over.
I know.
I can't say goodbye.
I can't
miss
either.
This so much. I'm going to miss you,
Yeah,
Marianne.
it's going to be sad.
I don't believe it.
Well, before we do say our final goodbye in just a few seconds, we have to thank everyone who's been working behind the scenes. Without them, the show would never be made possible.
That's right,
Jeff
sure.
Deanna, our senior field producer. Come on out,
Come
Jeff.
Here. Sally Kingsbury, shooter. sound lady, good friend,
Another
buddy,
shooter
pal.
and sound man, Steve Marks. He's coming out from behind the camera.
And also, Bill, don't forget Bill Kerwin sitting at home right now. He's probably going, what are those crazy guys doing?
And all of the other people who helped make PM Magazine
That's right.
such a success
Over
all of
years.
these years.
And many thanks to you as well. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
So long.